The neat thing about science is that it can take you to some great places. In a show about sound, you might wonder why I get to swim with these fun creatures, dolphins. Well, for one thing, dolphins have incredible hearing, much better than people do. But they can also use sound in an amazing way. Dolphins can actually use echoes to tell what's in the water around them. Can you hear the sounds the dolphins are making? When these sounds are sent out underwater, they bounce back off whatever they hit, like, say, a school of fish. By listening to the echoes, dolphins are able to tell exactly where the fish are, and even what kind of fish they are. Now that's an incredible use of sound. Dolphins aren't the only ones who use echoes to find things. Did you ever hear the expression, blind as a bat? Well, it's true. Bats can't see well with their eyes, but like dolphins, they send out special sounds that bounce back off the things around them. By listening to the echoes, bats can get a pretty good picture of the world around them.
Bats make a lot of different sounds. The most well-known sounds that they make are called their echolocation sounds. And these are the sounds that we actually don't hear, most of them, because the sounds are much higher in frequency than what the human ear can actually hear. So the bats use these sounds when they're flying around. They emit a very high frequency sound out of their mouth, or some species emit it out of their nose, and that sound travels out and it bounces off all the objects in the environment, creating an echo, and the bat uses that echo to orient and often to find food, to track moths, etc. Now, how do we know that the bats make those sounds if we can't hear them? Well, we use this. This is called a bat detector, and the bat detector is designed to pick up those frequencies that are really, really high and bring them down into our hearing range, so that if you hook this bat detector up to headphones or a speaker, you can actually hear those bats flying around. And so on a summer night, when you look up, you don't hear any of those bats making any sounds. Pull out a bat detector and you can hear how active they actually are in making those sounds. Now, some of the sounds that bats make, we actually can hear. And for the most part, those sounds are the sounds that they use to communicate with each other. And so they're called communication sounds. And if two bats are fighting, then they'll make a sound that's like a squawk. And mothers will often identify their pup by a signature sound that that pup makes. And so the mother is able to identify her pup. So they use these communication sounds for a number of different behaviors. Some bat species will also produce what are referred to as songs, and these are the males, and the males make these sounds to attract the female, and the female then chooses who she wants to mate with based on what the male is saying, what sounds he's making. And often those sounds humans can actually hear. So they have echolocation sounds that we cannot hear, and then they have a whole broad range of social communication sounds. And the range of social communication sounds is an area of research that we don't know that much about, but there's more and more interest in trying to understand how these animals use sound to communicate with one another.
We're really interested in how the auditory system is discriminating and categorizing different types of sounds. We do these studies using bats because they have rich acoustic communication, just like humans do when they're speaking, and they have a large auditory system.
One call that I have found is associated with a type of aggressive behavior is, again, it's higher than we can hear, but we have a software program that will slow it down, and it would sound like this. We also have a really neat one that has also been found with, again, another aggressive behavior. Of course, if we were to not slow it down, it would sound like this to us.